That was spectacular. Good morning, everyone. I had two prepared, and then I read what you started with, and it was clear which sad thing I should do. So, last spring, I was visiting my energetic mom and frail dad. My grandfather had built the house they're in now when he retired on a land he once farmed. My parents now live in it. Grandpa placed a picture window in this home with an expansive view of rural Michigan that changes with the seasons. Outside, a patchwork quilt of farmland and forests. I grew up on each side of that window. My siblings, cousins, and I would run and hide in the corn rows that were longer than we dared to run and wide enough to get lost in. On this day, my dad is asleep. While sitting upright in his recliner, it's easier to breathe this way. Lung cancer has progressed this far. His breath is labored and rattling. He's pale, about 30 pounds less than he was 3 or 4 months ago. The sun is bursting through the wall-sized picture window behind him, and on the other side, I see straight rows of new life. Vivid green seedlings illuminated by the sun, so eager for their short life. Inside, the same sun shines on the dying hunter, who's surrounded by all the empty skulls, a stark reminder of death as I glance around at all he's killed in a lifetime. A stark contrast to the new life outside. Full heads, mounts of deer, antelope, and elk are on the walls, staring blankly at us, as they always have. They grew in number, as did my age over the years. It's eerie to sit in this room. Death everywhere I look. A bear rug growls the promise from the floor, and the once sly fox's pelt is draped over something in the corner. Moose antlers, with no real estate left on the walls for them, lay at rest on the floor. The promise of new life from seeds of the previous life dancing outside the picture window as the man in the middle is surrounded by the promise of death on the remaining 3 sides. From this space as a daughter, it looks like life is a line, a beginning, middle, and end. Though from the determined seedlings outside, I know it's not, just as the animal parts surrounding us, still watching us, fed this family as a teenage father that he was. So I know it's not. Later, he takes an exhausting excursion with his grandsons, grown men now, on a ride in his hunting Ranger, along the creek to the ends of the fields where the forest began, and back. My son Jack and I are helping him back into his chair, patiently waiting for enough breath to catch up with the demands needed to take 2 steps. I gently put my arms around his shoulders to give him a hug as he sits on his walker. I lean my head onto his, exchanging something that can't be said or explained. I look up into my son's eyes as tears descend both of our faces.